Hi guys, my name is Shreyas and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you guys on how to automate Google Form submission with Python. So basically this started out as a personal project for me during the COVID second wave in Singapore. We were forced to do home-based learning. So I wanted to share it with others, so I'm making this video. So let's dive into the project, and starting off, we need to set up all of these elements. So firstly, we need to install Selenium. Selenium is the main part of the project we're going to use. We also need to use PyAutoGUI. We also need to install the Chrome driver and move the driver to its proper location. So this is a brief overview. Now let's get into installing these two. So let's fire up command prompts. So just type in the search bar command and open. And over here, just type in pip install Selenium. Click enter. So I've already installed Selenium, so it says requirements are already satisfied. But in your case, it should download the necessary packages, and after that, it should install Selenium properly. Then we need to install PyAutoGUI. So in that case, I'll just type in pip install PyAutoGUI. Enter, and just like before, requirements are already satisfied. So that's installing these two, and now let's install the Chrome driver. I've included this link in the description below, so you can go check it out. So basically, you need to check what version of Chrome you're using. To check, just click the three dots, click help, then about Google Chrome. Then you can find your version you're using. I'm using 91.0, so I'll just download the 91.0 driver. Select Windows since it's my OS, and I'm downloading it. Okay, so let me open it. Okay, so once you open it, you extract the Chrome driver out, and now let's place it into the proper location. So the proper location is under scripts in the Python installation file, and in order to find it is you just type in Windows R and type in app data and click OK, and you'll be greeted with this page. In this page, you just click local, scroll down all the way until you find programs, then go into Python 38 to 32. Then in scripts is where you want to move your Chrome driver. This folder has already been installed to path, so you don't need to do any extra work in making sure it works. So you just paste it over. I've already done it, so it's already here. So this is all the setting up that we need to do, and before we start coding, let's just go through the form that we need to automate. So this is the form we need to do. As you can see, it's a domain only form, so I can only use my school Gmail. I need to select my name from this drop down list and then submit my temperature. Okay. However, since this is a domain only form, Selenium opens a new web browser. So it's like opening incognito mode. Everything's signed out. So it adds another level of extra security and extra level of hassle when it comes to coding, because we need to code in all the Gmail login features like the username and the password. So now let's start coding. I've opened a new file in Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's start. So basically, let's just start up Selenium first and make sure Selenium works. So I'm just going to type out from Selenium import web driver. Then let's define our web driver. So I'm gonna say my driver is a Chrome. So I'm just gonna say browser is equal to web driver dot Chrome brackets, and down there let's just say browser dot get let's see google.com. So I'm just gonna say browser get https google.com. So now let's save this and run. Okay, so it's running over here, and here we go. So as you can see, Google works and Selenium works. So it opens a new window and Google is open. So instead of HTTPS Google, let me just paste my Google form. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a second. Just hold on. Okay, so hi guys, I'm back. So what we need to do is we've opened the form. So let me just run it, make sure it works properly. Okay, so as you see, it opens the form and it asks me to sign in because it's a domain only form. So now we need to code it such that we are able to get the automation to be able to sign me in. After that, complete the form. So first, let me just code in my email. So I'm going to be calling my email a username since it's easier for me to understand over here. Sorry. Okay. So now I'm just going to be coding in all the username that we need. I mean, my e. So now I'm going to be coding in the email of mine as well as code it such that it's able to sign me in. So I'm just going to call my email username. So user name is equal to string. So it's my username is this. Then we need to define the element that we want to find. So I'm just going to call it user is equal to browser, which is our web driver, dot find element by xpath. Then bracket, then here. Now let's find the xpath. So just Control Shift I to open this page and click here. So over here, let's just copy this, copy element. Sorry, not copy element, copy xpath. Go back over here and paste it. Then you just say user, so this is the element, dot send keys, which is what we wanted to input, and my username. So it's going to be inputting this. So let me just run it. Okay, so as you can see, it inputted it in. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to find how to click the next button. So I'll just Control Shift I again and click next. So over here, you want to find the span element, this so that it can actually click it. So just copy XPath and I'm going to call this user next. So user next equal to browser dot find element by XPath. This. Then I'm just going to say user next dot, hold on a second, next dot click. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so as you see, it works and it brings me into the password page. So in the password page, what happens is it takes a while to load in the password page. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be importing time so that I can let the program sleep for like 2 seconds so that the browser can load in all the elements that we needed, that we need so that it can Selenium can access it. So I'm just going to import time, and over here, just say time dot sleep 2 seconds. So that's that. And now let's code for the password page. So I am currently in this form. So let me just close all the extra tabs. Control Shift I again. This time, let me just take all the inputs at once. So copy extra. Okay, so I'm just gonna say for fun, I'm gonna say my password is let's say my password is QWER 1234. So then I'm just gonna say password. This is our element now. So browser dot find element by XPath is this over here. Now what I'm gonna do is I am just going to send the keys. So password dot send keys, my password, and okay, then I'm also just going to code it so that it clicks the next button as well. So just click the span and copy the copy XPath. So I've copied the XPath, and over here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call it pass next, and I am going to call it is equal to browser dot find element by XPath, and this is the thing, and I'm just gonna say pass next dot click. So that's it. So what this is gonna do is it's first gonna take the web page, then it's gonna then it's gonna input my username and click next for the username. Then it's gonna enter this password and click the next for the password. So if this works, it should say that my password is wrong and I need to retry it. So as you can see, the password is wrong. So I'll be back when I'm coded my password, and I'll join you guys in a bit. So hi guys, I'm back. I've coded in my password over here. So if I run this code, what it should do is it should run everything and sign me in, and we'll be greeted with the form page. So enters my password and it's loading, and we have the form page. So as you just saw, it took a long time for the form to load in. So just as we did over here, I'm just going to go back and say time dot sleep for 2 seconds. Sorry, not 2, let's put it for 5 just in case, you know. So after that, as I've told you before, I need to select my name from this drop down menu. So I'm just gonna Control Shift I and click this thing just as before, and find this division. So I'm just gonna click thing and copy XPath. So over here I'm just gonna call it user B. B stands for button. So over here is equal to browser dot find element by XPath here and paste. Then over here I need to click it. So to signify it as clicking, I'm just going to say user B dot click. So that's that. So we've clicked it. So once we've clicked it, what happens is it loads in the drop down menu and it asks me to select my name from the drop down list. Since the name is hidden, I can't use find element by XPath and just find my name. However, I do know my username and it's organized by index number. So what happens is I can just code it such that with PyAutoGUI to enable me to just click enter, and I mean down, 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 all the way until it's my index number. Then when it's in my index number, I just click enter. So over here, let me just import PyAutoGUI and go back down. And over here, I'm just gonna say uh, for in range. So I'm just gonna call this what index number. So index number. So over here, let me just define index number. So index number is equal to 31. There's an integer, so no parentheses. So over here for range and index number, go back down. I'm just gonna say py auto GUI dot key down dot key down. I'm just gonna put down. So that's what I wanna. So down, and then since this is an for in range, so if I put another statement right below it, what happens is it's gonna run the two statements for a combined total of 30. So I only get to index number 15 instead of 31. So I'm just going to put it in one statement. So semicolon and write PyAutoGUI dot key up down. So what this does is pushes the key down, then it pushes it up. Then after that, so this is all we need to do. Then we just say, then we need to click enter once we've reached the index number. So PyAutoGUI dot key up over here. Click this, and it's enter. So then just like before, I'm just gonna do this and just gonna copy it. So instead of key up, it's key. Yeah, it's key up. This is supposed to be key down. My bad. Okay, so we've coded this part, and so if it works, what it should do is it should basically just select my username from the drop down menu. So let me load it. Okay, so it's loading, and here we go. So let's just hope this works. Since PyAutoGUI pushes down a key and relaxes it, what happens is it takes a while for it to go down, as you can see. So it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And as you can see, it goes on to the wrong index number. This isn't my name. So this means that it has to sleep for a few seconds because it's running immediately. And what happens is when it runs immediately, it doesn't go for my index number, but it goes one above my index number. So instead of 31, it goes to 30. So what I need to do is just put time dot sleep for like 2 seconds. So save this and run. Don't mind the command comments right now. It's lagging a little. Okay, so it waits for like 5 seconds, 1, 2, and goes now. So when it does like this, what happens is it loads, then after it waits for 2 seconds, and it goes down. So as you can see, it selects my name, and now we just have the last part, which is the temperature and the submit button. So for temperature, we had to take our temperature and submit it. And I didn't want to do that, and I want to randomize my temperature. So in order to randomize my temperature, I have to import random. So this is another thing, but you don't have to install this. It's built in with Python. So over here, you just go down, and over here, I'm just gonna say random number is equal to random dot rand integer. So random dot rand it function. This is starting numbers 355 and 374. So basically what happens is random cannot select anything with decimal. So I'm just selecting 355 to 374. Then I'm dividing the random value by 10. So what this happens is if it picks 356, what happens is it divides it by 10, so it becomes 35.6, which is in the acceptable range of my temperature. Likewise, 374 divided by 10 is 37.4, which is little on the high side, but it's still acceptable. So that's there. And this is a integer. Selenium cannot submit and send keys as integers. So we need to convert it into a string. So I'm just going to call this temperature is equal to string uh, uh, this one, random number. So what this happens is it converts it from a integer into a string. Okay, so that's settling the my temperature part. So now we need to code it such that it submits the temperature just like the previous inputs. So I'm just going to call this temper is equal to browser dot find element by xpath over here and click this. Then I'll just find this element over here, which is here, and I'll just copy xpath. So I'll go back and paste it over here. So this is the input. I'm just gonna say temper dot send keys which is my temperature. So that's it. And okay, let me just copy this over here. V. Okay, so let's just try this out. So what should happen is it should fill the entire thing form out and submit the form. So let's just hope it works. There we go. And should work. I'm not going to be submitting this form right now because I do not want my teacher to scold me, but I'm just going to show you before it submits the button. So I'm just going to close it right before it submits it. So it selects my name and I close it, so it filled it out and it's going to submit the form. So I'm just going to leave it, and there we go. So here is your code to Google Form automation with Python. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will be including the code for this project in the description below. It's a GitHub project, so you can just copy it and replace all the XPath and everything which is needed. And so thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the next one.